Hello, gang. It's Sunday, the 17th of April 2016. A very cold morning out today, I must say, as I was cycling towards the church there. I had my hat on and I had my coat on, but I didn't have my gloves on and they were all rather cold. But never mind, I've come home to a hot dinner in the oven at the moment. I've got my Mediterranean vegetables, so that's tomatoes, mushrooms, carrots, peppers, garlic. I don't muck about with the garlic. Oh no, dear. Put the whole bulb in. Yes, chop, 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 and it's all in there. It's been cooking away for about an hour and a half now. So by the time I finish doing this worldwide global television phenomenon known as United Kingdom Talk, it'll be done. I'll have to be stuffing my face. I had a night off yesterday. Very nice to have a night off. Now we went to the pictures. Oh, hang on. My friend and I went to the pictures last night. We were going to see The Jungle Book, which I think was released on. I think it was released yesterday. I'm not sure. Anyway, we were going to see that. So we got to the cinema. Now, normally we go to the cinema sort of during the week, late morning, early afternoon. But as I had Saturday night off, I thought we'd venture out last night and go on the Saturday nights. So we went to the Showcase Cinema in Winnersh, which is quite near Reading. My God, it was packed. It was absolutely packed in there. It really was. And we went to the check-in to get some tickets for Jungle Book. Sold out. Completely and totally sold out. I've never seen so many people in a cinema before. Not since the 1970s when I went to see Grease and Bedknobs and Broomsticks before that. I've never seen the cinema so packed. So no seats for that, but we managed to get in to see the Huntsman. I think there's a bit more to the title, actually. The Huntsman, can't remember, but the second Huntsman film. And we went in there. So he's going to get the tickets. I'm queuing up at the place that we used to get tea from. Fortunately, he said he wanted a Coke as well, so I queued for his Coke, right? We'd already prepared ourselves, boys and girls, to avoid the very overpriced food by purchasing at my local co-op a big bag of Cadbury's Dairy Milk buttons for £1. £1. He bought 6 fudges in a packet for £1, okay? And a bag of Haribo or whatever, Haribis, I don't know what it's called. I never liked the look of them, actually. Haribo or something like that. He bought a bag of those. And I think we spent about £3.50 on sweets. That's all. Now, you buy those in the cinema, and I have seen that same bag of Cadbury's Dairy Milk buttons, which I bought for £1 yesterday, for £4.50. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I'm standing there waiting for this Coke, and I looked on the menu board up ahead. Nachos. Nachos. Now, what are nachos? Just basically bits. They're like crisps, aren't they? Nachos. And I'm sure they were £7.95. Now, all these are crisps. I cannot believe people go in there and buy these things, but they do. You know, they're selling these things left, right and centre. Well, more for you. Anyway, well, I thought, well, I'll be all right. You know, I'm only buying a Coke and 2 cups of tea. So I got to the front there. I said, can I have 2 teas, please? Oh, we don't do tea. I said, what do you mean you don't do tea? You did before. No, we don't do tea. I said, well, when did you stop doing that? Oh, you have to buy that over there. And he pointed. And over in the corner, there's now a Costa. One of those Costa places. So they can't sell their own tea anymore. You have to go to the bloody Costa. So that's another queue. And let me tell you, these queues are a few minutes long. There's quite a few people in these queues. Oh, well, I'll have a Coke, please. Which one? Small, medium or large? I said, I bet I'll have a medium. That wasn't for me. That was for Ronnie. And he says, you can go large for 15 pence. I said, no, I don't want a large. I'll have a medium, please. £3.95. £3.95 for Coke? God's sake. Well, remember that next time. I'm taking a tin of Coke next time. Blimey, £3. It's not big, right? So then he gives me this cup. Right, I give him the money. He gives me the cup. I put the change in my mouth. And I'm looking at him now. And he's looking at me. And I'm looking at me. And he's looking at him. And I'm looking at him and he's looking at me. I said, well, what do I do with this? He said, oh, just fill it up over there. Self-service. Just I couldn't believe it. Why are you even standing there then? Why have we got you serving me? You might as well just have a machine. You put £4 in, which I won't do again, because I've learnt that lesson. We won't be buying any more Coke in there, thank you very much. Not at £3.95. I mean, £1, £1.50 maybe, yeah. Anything over that, no, you're taking a mick, you are. You're taking a mick. Anyway, so I got the cup. I then saw Ronnie. He was going to buy the tickets, right? So he's getting the tickets. I gave him a cup. He said, what's that for? I said, for your Coke. Well, what do I do with that? I said, you've got to fill it up over there. Bleed now. Honestly. So I then went and queued for the tea, right? So he wanted tea as well. So I got to, there was another queue there, and there in the little glass thing, I saw these little cakes. They were like tea cakes, right? But they'd been made into little hats with a little bit of decoration. I thought, oh, they're nice. They were little hats. So I said, I'll have 2 teas, please. And 2 of those, are they tea cakes there? She said, that's right. I said, 2 tea cakes. So she's doing the till. She's pushing these buttons now. And I thought, oh, she's pushing a lot of buttons. I said, just before, how much are the cakes, please? £1.60 each. No, £1.65 each they were. So that's £3.30 for 2 tea cakes. And I said, nah, forget the cakes. I'm not paying £3.30 for 2 tea cakes. No. I'm sure these places shoot themselves in the foot, I really believe that. So I just bought the 2 teas. Okay, that's all about. But they shoot themselves in the foot because I think if things were more reasonably priced, they'd sell more. I'm sure they would. There must be a cinema that would be willing to take the experiment of doing something like that and seeing whether or not they sold more. Anyway, so we then walked up the stairs. We got the lift, actually. We got the lift in. I went up to the first floor, screen 14. And now this bloke had told us it was really busy and, there weren't many seats. Okay, well, we're going to have to put you in the front. Okay, fair enough. So we got into the cinema. There's hardly anyone in there. So we double-checked our tickets. Are you sure he sold us the right tickets here? He said, well, it says screen 14, so Ronnie's got this. And these tickets, they're not easy to read. We got the phone and we got the trying to see this blooming ticket. Anyway, we were in the right cinema. So we went down to the front. And I was immediately aware that all the seats had changed. Gone away are those rather uncomfortable red felt-looking seats. And they've been replaced by these, I mean, they look leather, but they're probably plastic. These rather large, this is the front 2 rows, so we're in the second row back. In the first row are something I can only describe as beds. They are very long, like the where your feet go and legs, that's out like that, right? And then you got the seat at the back, but quite long, so you can easily got enough room for the entire length of your leg to be up on this long thing. This is the Showcase Cinema in Winnersh, near Reading, right? Our seats were not the same as that, but they certainly seemed much bigger, and we sat in them, and then I immediately noticed some buttons on the side. And I pushed these buttons. Well, I couldn't believe it. My legs started rising up like that. Ooh. Not only that, you pushed another button, and the back went back. Now, not quite as far as the beds that were on the front there, but far enough back for you to lean back. It was like being in business class, dear. And I don't think we'd paid any extra for the seats. So I had a look behind me, and all the seats in this cinema are the same as the ones that me and Ron are now sitting in. They're all quite wide, like a black leather appearance. You push a button and they go back. What a difference that made to the cinema experience. They've really upped their game there, I tell you. Really very, very comfortable seats. I'm very, very impressed by that. Very impressed. The sound was good. The picture was good. The atmosphere in the cinema, it was so comfortable. It really was. The only thing is, I did wonder, the beds on the front, they are single, there's no, I didn't think there was any double ones, there might have been. But, what if you're watching a film, and there's a young couple in there and there's something fruity gums on the, and they start getting up to things. Oh my God. I might go every week just to watch and see if anything happens. So very, very impressed. The film that we went to see, The Huntsman, because The Jungle Book was completely sold up. Good film. Highly recommended. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the film The Huntsman at the cinema. So go and watch that if you will. So that was my Saturday. I came back here, watched Casualty. I must say, not as many stars in it. Now, last week's Casualty, it was quite funny in places, I must say. There was an old man asking an old woman to marry him in the hospital. And, no, sorry, that was in the old people's home first, right? And then he starts singing Ben by Michael Jackson, that one. Ben, the two of us need love no more. That one, that song, don't you? And he got this ring out. And can you just imagine doing this to someone, right? Got this ring out, put it on her finger. And she said, you shouldn't have spent so much money on a ring. And he said... I didn't. It was my dead wife's. Well, waste not, want not. What are you moaning about, for Christ's sake? Nothing wrong with recycling a bit of jewellery, dear. Not that I have any jewellery, as you can see. Look, there's no jewellery here. Nothing. No watch, nothing. Can't understand what the purpose of jewellery is. Just a bit of old shiny metal hanging around your wrist, or even worse, through your nose. Oh, that's just horrible. People have got those things in the little studs in the side of their nose. I just think that makes people look really dirty. Do you not think that's horrible? Oh, it's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Then the bloke got up and went straight through a glass door. Did you see it last week on Casualty? Some stars on there last week, though. They had George from George and Mildred. Do you remember that programme? 70s? George was in it, yes. He looks exactly the same as he used to do on George and Mildred. He hasn't aged at all. He's got to be about 250 years old now. And also, Ruth Maddox was on there from the Valley. Ruth Maddox from Wales. She was in Heidi High. Heidi ho, Heidi High, Heidi ho. Someone comes along and does that at the karaoke. Yes, Mr. Johnny Key. Singer and banjo player and ukulele player extraordinaire. Also comes along and sings Heidi High. Those of you that watch the... live karaoke streams that we watch will have seen doing Heidi High, Heidi Ho. Although I gather some of you had problems watching Saturday night, and now I'm pretty sure that wasn't me. And I'll tell you, the reason I think it wasn't me is because the recording was perfect. Now, the recording isn't done on the phone. It's done at Facebook end. So my signal must have got to them okay. So I think it might have been a general problem with the internet on Friday night. Now, being a Sunday, of course, boys and girls, we'll be doing karaoke tonight, this Sunday and each and every Sunday, at the Golden Lion in Sydenham Road. Sydenham High Road, I think it is, in Sydenham, South East London. That's every Sunday, 8 p.m. till 12 midnight. Okay, once again, karaoke tonight and every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight at the Golden Lion in Sydenham. And we'll be streaming that live a little bit later on as well. Just a couple of messages came in. Millie was speaking on the subject of the cat litter tray, that the new litter tray hasn't arrived yet. She says the scoopable type of litter might be better as far as mess goes. It clumps and doesn't stick to her little paws. Very good point. Very good point, Millie. Plus, it's easy to clean up. You might want to give that a go. Leaving this Monday to go on holiday. Don't worry, we'll post lots of pictures. So Millie's going on holiday. We don't hear from you much, Millie, anymore. Come on, dear. Few more emails, darling. So have a lovely holiday. I'm off on holiday this time next week. I'll be getting ready to go on my little holiday. I'm very, very excited. Very excited. Just a few days in a caravan, so that'll be nice. Paul Gallagher managed to take some shots when I was doing my poses for you in the last video. For those of you that want to, print off a few pictures of me and put them on your wall, I'm very happy for you to do that. No permission is needed. You can bring them over to me, and I will even sign the pictures for you. And you can say, that enormous celebrity, not possibly in weight science, I don't know. That enormous celebrity, Chris Reardon, wrote this specially for me. If you'd like me to do that, I'm very happy. Just bring along your pictures and I shall sign away for you. Perhaps you've got a relative who, you know, that could be a lovely birthday or Christmas present. A little picture of me in a frame, signed and autographed. So thank you for that, Paul. Dennis Granger says, I can recommend the Method glass cleaner, best I've ever used. So you remember we were using a Method floor cleaner. Do you know I used 3/4 of a bottle on that floor? Is that right? Well, I mean, you know, it's got to be sort of a bit wet, isn't it? You managed to use 3/4 of that bottle of Method floor cleaner. So Method glass cleaner, I may well be trying that one out, Dennis. And Colin says you can get a cat tray shaped like an igloo, dear, with an opening for your pussy to get in and out. So I have actually ordered something like that, Colin. And when it arrives and when it's all set up, I shall bring pictures of you on this very television broadcast. Finally today, my heart goes out to someone I work with, actually, Guy. And I've just had a little Facebook message pop on before I started the show today, who says the key fobs for his security door where he lives isn't working. So I'm a rent-paying homeless guy tonight. Done me good, to be honest. It's made me think about the guys and girls that come along to my part-time Monday job for help. My respect for them guys just gone up. Buxton, the positive side, I'm going to see a cracking sunrise. It's been a beautiful day this morning, albeit very cold, but blimey, Guy, being homeless for a night, and it was cold last night. My heart goes out to you, my friend. It's the worst thing, isn't it? Losing your keys or in your case, a security fob not working. Oh, can you just imagine that? And so many people come up to us in clubs and bars. Oh, has anyone had a set of keys handed in? And they never do. You know, you get home and, oh, you haven't got your keys. That must be the worst. Maybe you've got an experience of that. Tell us about it in an email. I'd love to hear from that. I can read it out. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Have a lovely Sunday today. And if you come along to karaoke at 8 o'clock at the Golden Lion in Sydenham, I'll see you then. Ta-da.